Hey guys, Steve Welch here, Beaman Toyota in Nashville. I need to get on here so that I can help you guys to understand some things. So there are a bunch of articles going on right now and some pretty high profile people that are talking about Toyotas, and they are completely misinformed. All right, so I want to, and there's pieces of truth to what they're saying, but the majority of what they're saying is completely wrong. So I'll call out one in particular, which is Steve Leto, which I love. Leto's channel. He's from Michigan. I'm from Michigan. I love Leto's channel. I watch him pretty regularly. That's one of the reasons I saw the latest video he did, is that I actually subscribed to his channel, right? So he's talking about that your key fob on Toyota will no longer work after 3 years or after 10 years. And you might as well throw it in the trash because this is going to be junk after 3 years. Steve, you're completely wrong. All right, so the part that he's saying, he's reading an article and he's talking about that, you know, about the remote start system on Toyotas, and they're going to make you pay to use your key fob to do your remote start. So I'm going to tell you how he's wrong. I'm going to tell you what Toyota actually does, and I'm going to tell you why this makes sense. And hopefully, I know I'll get some hate in the comments. That's fine. Hate away. Appreciate it. Every comment you put just gets it out further, so I appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. So I'm going to show you guys a couple things here, and I want you to follow along because I'm going to show you why I'm accurate, why he's not, and why you should listen to me, because I actually know the answer. That's the bad part. I know the answer. These people are going off of articles of somebody that took and heard what they wanted to hear from Toyota. Well, Toyota confirmed it. Toyota did not confirm what you think they confirmed. All right, so I'm going to tell you what we're talking about. I'm going to show you evidence of why I'm right, and I'm going to show you exactly what the conversation is about. All right, so first off, this is a 2020. I got a used Highlander right here. Why? Because I don't have any new ones. All right, so nobody does at this particular point, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, if we come to your key fob right here and you hit lock, lock, so you got to do it within a second and a half. So I'm going to start this over. All right, so do lock, lock, and then hold lock on the third try. You're going to see these lights flash, right? This vehicle's about to start. Hey, remote start, right? No, this isn't remote start. This is the remote connect system, which you are using like a remote start. All right, so well, what's the difference between this one? Well, this is a 19. That's a 19, right? Those are limited. These are second level from the top. I could have a platinum 2019 and it doesn't have remote start, right? Let's come over here. This is an LE. This is a base model 2020. In the new system, it has remote start. All right, so since it has remote start, well, why would the base level of this one have remote start when this one doesn't? All right, and I'm going to explain to you what the difference is. All right, so remote connect is a different system. All right, so I'm about to show you on your screen here that remote connect is not just remote start. It's an app-based system. The app-based system, what it does is it actually looks for on your phone, it'll look for the car. It'll tell you your fuel level. It'll tell you your if you can lock or unlock your car from your phone. You can start the car from the phone. You can look up your owner's manuals. You can look up your like I said, fuel left, miles to empty, current miles on the car. You can look up and you can set alerts to where if a valet drives your car too fast, or if your kids go out of a range that you set. All of these things you can set on this app. It's a really, really good app, right? It's a cell phone based, app based system. All right, so Toyota gives you that remote connect system free for the first year. All right, now in 2018 when it first came out on the Camry, it was 6 months. All right, but now they give it to you for free for the first entire year. The first year is free, right? After that, it's $8 a month or $80 a year if you want to keep the app-based system. All right, so you know, like people like Leto are out there going, Toyota's charging you to use your key fob. They're going to charge you to use this key fob, and if you don't pay, your key fob won't work anymore. Because no, it's the remote connect system that they're talking about. All right, but here's the thing, Toyota's installed this and they didn't charge you anything, right? So when I showed you this car right here and I said, well, this one doesn't start when I do the lock, lock, and hold lock. Why? Because it doesn't have a remote start system on it. If you wanted a remote start on this one, it cost you $800 when you bought it new. How much did this one cost you? Nothing. They didn't charge you to put it on the car. Charged you $0 to put it on the car. And then they put it on all of them. They put it on all the Highlanders. Why? Because they could do it through the system, through the radio system. Now, some of the RAV4s have it. You know, there's a lot of vehicles that they're making right now that have remote connect in the system. The new Tundra's gonna have it. You know, they're gonna have the remote connect system where you can start it and do everything from your phone. People have asked for it, boom, you got it, right? That's not free. That's not free to maintain it. It's not free to use it. It uses a cell phone signal to send that signal to the car. They gave it to you for free. Then the key fob right here, that lock button, let's say that you say, you know what, I don't want to pay for it. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to pay the $8 a month or the $80 a year, which is a discount, of course, for the $80 a year. You don't have to pay that, all right? If you don't pay that, then you're gonna get, depending on the radio system. So the older ones, you had an Audio Plus system in your older Camrys, that would shut off after 3 years. That's what's causing this little ruckus right now, all right? That it would shut off after 3 years of you being able to use your key fob for the lock, and then hold the lock button, all right? If you choose not to pay for it, you still have that for the 3 years on those cars and 10 years on most of the other cars, all right? So you got 10 years that you're using a system that Toyota put on there for free, and they're not going to charge you to use it, but they're going to stop supporting it after 10 years. They're going to stop allowing you to use it for free after 10 years, unless you want to buy the remote connect system. But by then, realistically, they'll probably have something else out there anyway. But so will your key fob stop working? You have to go back to the Stone Age, as Steve says? No, you don't have to go. Your key fob's still going to work. It's still a push start button. It's still a push to start. It's still gonna work. Lock, unlock your door, your key fob is always your key fob. But you got people out there going, your key fob's not gonna work. It's not gonna work to remote start your vehicle after 10 years or after 3 years. And I'm gonna put, right now, I'm gonna put a thing on the screen that you'll be able to see exactly what Toyota's put out. And I've done this before. I've told you guys about it before, but I'm going to put out exactly what Toyota put out about the system. So people are like, well, why can't it just be free? Why don't you just have the app free? Guys, if the app takes maintenance to keep the app working, all right? The other thing, right? Well, how does it communicate to the car? Right up here, all right? You guys see that right up top there? This is called a shark fin antenna, all right? It's actually a data communications connection, right? What does the data communications connection do? Well, that actually receives a cell phone signal that Toyota pays for through your subscription, that Toyota pays for to allow the car to remote start from the app. You want that free. You're asking for it for free. If it's a system that you want to use, buy it. Other than that, you can start it from your key fob for 10 years, right? 10 years you can start it from your key fob. It's not shutting off your key fob, right? So the 2018 Camrys, they started first, right? They had this new remote connect system. It was brand new. It was just fresh out. It was only on the Camrys. And initially what they said is, if you don't buy it, when we shut down the telemetric system, you're no longer going to be able to use your key fob. Toyota actually went through and did a lot of due diligence to make it to where you could still use your key fob, even if they shut off the telemetrics, because initially when they did it, they didn't have a way to make the key fob continue to work, right? They found a way to make it work, and not only that, they made it work for either 3 on the Camry initially, but now it's 10 years on, I think everything is 10 years now. Everything that they're putting out now, I believe, has a 10-year shelf life. And then even Lado had said, oh, your average Toyota owner keeps it 9 years. Okay, there you go. Keep it 9 years, right? I've heard a stat that says people keep their cars for an average of 3 to 5 years in general in the US. All right, so you've got remote start free. You never paid for it. 0. You never paid a dime for it. People are like, well, it's on the car, so I bought it. No, it's not. It's actually part of the computer system that works when you have the push button start, right? So it works when you have the push button start, and it's part of the computer system. You didn't buy that. That's a computer program, right? You did not buy that. Toyota put it on there so that they had the ability to sell you a connected service. That's the point, right? Oh, they're gonna make extra money off it. Yep. But here's the thing. There's costs involved in it in order to provide that part of the system to keep that system on. And if you look at something like an iPhone or like a computer, after a certain amount of time, what happens? The manufacturer says we're no longer supporting updates of that. If you've got an old iPhone, do you still get updates? No, you don't. Why? Because they've stopped supporting the old phone. You know, if you've got XP on Microsoft Windows, an old time whatever, can you still download updates on it? No. Why? Because they stopped supporting it. Well, you bought that. You own that. You should be able to use that. Sure, you can use every part of it. Your key fob's not shutting off, guys. And I know I sound passionate because I am, because people are lying to you. And it's probably not even lying, it's just ignorance. People are taking a story and running with it and hearing what they want to hear, but it's inaccurate. If it's inaccurate, it's inaccurate, right? So your key fob will still work. Your key fob will still start your car, will still lock your car, will still open if it's got the ability to open the back of the gate, will still do all of that. The only thing it's not doing is it's not going to use the remote connect system. All right. Now, Toyota doesn't suggest this, but all right, I want remote start and I don't want to buy the app. Fine. Get remote start added to your car. You're going to spend somewhere probably between about $400 and about $1,000 depending on the system that you add to your car. So if you want that system, you can remote start your car for next 20, 30 years. If you want to buy the system that'll remote start your car, you can go to any of these accessory dealers and you can buy it and you can install it. And you know what? Screw Toyota. You know what? Because screw Toyota, I'm not paying them $80 a year to have a system that I can, use this app and that it's, I'm not doing it. 10 years is not long enough. I'm going to go and I'm going to spend $800 so that I can use it for another 3 or 4 years after that. Do the math, guys. Even if Lato's right, well, if Toyota used the old system, the old way that they did it on this car here, or those cars over there, if they use the old system for how they used to do it, you're spending somewhere between about $600 and about $1,200 on a remote start system to go onto those cars so that you can hit lock, and hold the lock button and your Toyota starts. And I'll show you some old spec sheets if I can find them here. So if you look at it, you'll see all of the cars that had remote start, they charged you extra for the remote start. It was not an included feature in any of them. Now, since they have a way to put it into the radio, and that radio is a computer, guys, it's not just a radio, but now that they have a way to put it into the radio where it can help to actually start your car, they're going to stop servicing it after 10 years. They're going to stop allowing that to happen after 10 years at no cost to you. It's free. It's free. If you don't want to pay for it, it's free. It's free. You don't have to pay a dime, guys. You got 10 years. And I mean, a lot of people are like, well, I buy a Toyota because I drive the wheels off of it, right? I buy a Toyota because I'm going to keep it until the thing dies. I'm going to put 300,000 miles on this car and I'm going to keep it until it dies. So be it, right? So be it. Why are you, there's so many people that are so wound up about this, and it's bothering me. It's bothering me because people are putting out inaccurate information and they're making you think that you're not gonna be able to unlock your car. They're making you think that you're gonna have to pull this emergency key out in order to get your car out, and then you're gonna have to touch your remote start or your push the button start to start your car because the key fob's no longer gonna send a signal. It has nothing to do with that, guys. And like I said, I respect the crap out of Lato. I know he's done some really good work, and a lot of you guys out there that are misinformed, hey, I'm not right about everything. I've never been right about everything, but I'm right about this. All right, so you can tell I'm passionate. I love Toyotas. Toyota does a service. Here's the other thing. I'm going to point something else out that you guys might not even think about. Toyota puts safety sense in every car. What is safety sense? A pre-collision system, a lane departure system, automatic high beam headlights, your lane tracing, road sign assist. There's some type of a safety system that other manufacturers only allow on their upper trims, and they charge you extra for it. Toyota gave you that for free too. Why? Because they wanted you safer. They gave you the remote connect free for a year. If you want to buy the app-based system, you can pay for the app-based system because there's a cost involved. Other than that, they're giving you 10 years of the key fob where you can lock, and hold your lock button, and they gave you that for free. Toyota's giving you all kinds of stuff that realistically they should be charging more for. They should charge you more for the safety sense. They should charge you more for that stuff. If you look at the resale value of a Toyota, resale value is higher than anybody else. Why? Because you got more stuff. You got more that makes that car more valuable in the end. All right? So these people are putting out misinformation, guys. So I don't know where these articles started. I've seen a couple pieces and stuff like that are out there. And somebody go, well, Toyota confirmed that you're gonna have to spend $8 a month or $80 a year. They asked a question and heard the answer they wanted to hear. Well, what is this connected start? So for the remote start to work, you have to pay 80 bucks a month or 80 bucks a year or $8 a month. You have to pay that? Yes. Okay, well, how long does it work? Well, it'll work for 10 years if you don't pay it. So unless I pay it, my key fob's gonna shut off. Well, you won't be able to start your car from the key fob. Oh, so the key fob's not gonna work. Okay, that's it. Key fob's not gonna work. I'm writing an article. You're wrong, guys. That is the wrong answer. The key fob will continue to work. It will continue to work. I'm telling you I'm right. All right? You've got 10 years on the premium audio. You've got, like I said, 3 years on the Camrys, and that's the whole reason this came up, because it stopped working for a couple people and they didn't want to buy it. Okay. Sorry. Go to a shop and get them to add you a remote start system on that car. And then you'll have one that you've paid for, and then you can use that one. So you'll have one that you paid for and you'll own it. And then as long as you want it. And it'll still work, lock, lock, lock. It'll still do the same thing that the Toyota system does, but you'll spend $800 to do it. Man, I'd rather spend 80 bucks a year, because I don't know if I'm gonna keep it for the next, 5 years, 10 years. What if you get in an accident? Well, that $800 is gone. If you total your car, you spend $800 to add to a remote start system where you could have been spending 80 bucks a year for the last 3 years. Okay, well, great. You spent 2,400 bucks on your car, or $240, sorry. You spent $240 on your remote start. Instead of spending $800, you wrecked your car. Guess what? That money's still in your pocket. It saved you money. Now, if you keep the car for 20 or 30 years, yeah, there's questions to answer with that. But I'm not wrong, and I'm hoping that Mr. Lado will go ahead and he'll put together a response to know that he's telling misinformation and he's spreading it. Dude, you're spreading it. And I know that you pride yourself, like I do, on accuracy. And I know why you read that article and you got mad, because I'd have gotten mad. If I read that article and I didn't know the answer, I'd have been like, what do you mean you're shutting off my key fob? What do you mean that my key fob's not gonna work? I like remote opening my door. What do you mean my key fob's not gonna work? What do you mean? Why are they shutting it off unless I pay them money? They're shutting off to where I can't start my car? I can't open my car? I can't hit my push to start button and it starts? They're shutting the whole thing off? No, guys. I've showed you accurate information. I've showed you information on the Remote Connect. I've showed you information on what Toyota puts out and has been out since this system first came out. It's accurate. All right. Now, could there be salespeople out there that didn't know the difference? Yes, there are. I'll 100% agree with you. There are salespeople out there that don't know how to work a remote start system. There are salespeople out there that have no clue what's on the inside of a car. I'm a trainer here. I teach people what's on their car. Look at my channel. My channel is to help you to know your Toyota and to love it better, right? I know the answers, right? I'm informed. If I have a question, guess what? I go and find the answer. I am informed. I stay informed, right? And I'm not saying these other people are informed. I'm just saying, or not informed. They're informed with incomplete or, wrong information. That's the easiest way to put it. If the information's not right and you're putting the information out, we have a responsibility. Excuse me. We have a responsibility to our viewers, and this is how I look at myself. All right, I have a responsibility to give you accurate information, to give you the information that I think is accurate, especially at the time that I give it. If I give you inaccurate information, I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you I gave you inaccurate information. All right. My first video about Remote Connect said, hey, after 6 months, your remote connect's going to shut off if you don't pay for it, and you will no longer be able to start your car. That was what I said on my very first video that I ever did on remote connect. And you know what? It was accurate at the time. And then you know what? 2019s came out. And then you know what happened? Toyota went back and they fixed the 2018s so that it worked like the 2019s. And they said, look, it's not going to shut off from the key fob anymore. We found a way we didn't have to. Even if somebody didn't want to maintain the telemetrics and maintain the phone signal to their car, where it would allow them to use the app and maintain their app access. So somebody didn't want to pay for the privilege of doing that. There you go, right? So let me ask you a question. Sirius satellite radio. Lato brought this up too. If you want Sirius, what do? You pay for it, right? Nobody has any problems paying for Sirius satellite radio. Why? Because they know it's a subscription-based service. Well, it's on your car. It's on your car. You should be able to use it for free because it's on your car. You don't use that for free. You pay for that, right? The HD radio, all right? If you have an HD radio on your car, it downloads a separate signal that gives you information through the same signal that they send out through a radio signal. Well, if that radio station stopped broadcasting that signal, and all of a sudden, or that radio station, there was one radio station in your town that did HD radio and it went out of business. And you're going, it's got HD radio. I need HD radio because it's got it on my car. I need it. It's on my car. I need HD radio because I paid for it. The signal's not there. The place that was giving you the signal's gone. It doesn't matter that it's on your car, right? I mean, and he talked about heated seats too. I don't know where the heck he came up with paying to use heated seats. That's stupid. And I guess somebody told him something about something, but Toyota ain't doing that. Toyota ain't making you pay to use heated seats. That doesn't make any sense. All right, so your Bluetooth free, right? You can Bluetooth your car all day long, right? All these stuff that's in your car. If it is a feature, it's yours, right? Remote Connect is here. You got Safety Connect. Here you go. Safety Connect is an SOS button that's on the very top of it. Toyota's not the only manufacturer that has that. You know, you ever heard of something called OnStar? There's OnStar out there. Guess what? OnStar is equipped on all GM cars for the most part that I know about. Guess what? OnStar costs you money, but it's on your car. Well, I don't want to pay for OnStar. I've got the button on there. Well, I mean, OnStar offers a remote start, right? OnStar offers all kinds of stuff. You don't pay for it. Guess what? Your location services, your SOS services, all that other stuff shuts off if you don't pay for it, right? They have all got extra things that you can subscribe to that your vehicle is capable of connecting to. It's not a feature. It is a service. Your cable bill, all right? If you go to your cable company and you say, you know what? I want all the sports next week. I want the sport package. I want every piece of sporting that I can get. And they say, you know what? It's an extra $200 a month. And you say, you know what? My TV can receive it. It should be free. No. If you want it, you buy it. It's a subscription. If you want that service, you pay for it. If you want more TV channels, you buy them. If you want Sirius radio, you buy it. Will Sirius give you some time free? Yep. Every manufacturer that has Sirius in it, you get some amount of time free. It's actually different per manufacturer, but you get some amount of time free with Sirius, right? Well, it was free when I got the car. It should stay free. No, it's a subscription-based service. So back to the key fob. Well, key fob's in my hand, and that's a signal that goes to the car. Yep. But the telemetrics are not. The maintaining the signal. If you see your radio on a Toyota, every once in a while you'll see update. It'll say download update, install update. Toyota is still sending updates to that car. If you know your phone changes, if for some reason it needs to update it for signals, for things like that, it's sending updates to your car. They're going to stop that at some point because they're going to stop servicing the old cars. It always happens. Like I said, iPhones or Samsungs or, you know, Googles or whatever the phone you have, it's going to stop updating at some point because there's not a valid basis to keep doing the cost to update something that is that old. So follow me here, guys. I know you know I'm passionate. I know you know I send you the right information. And like I said, I am not saying anything bad about Lato. All right. I love Lato to death. We're Michigan brothers. Go blue. But yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to make sure that you have accurate information. I know you want to have accurate information. I know you only want to put out accurate information. And obviously your channel's much bigger than mine. I'm not trying to piggyback on your channel. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm trying to make sure you are accurate. That's all I want, is make sure you're accurate. And like I said, you're looking at all these Toyotas out here, right? All these Toyotas, right? Every one of these. Could they have remote start? Sure. Can you put a remote start system on it? Definitely. If it doesn't have it, can you add it? Sure. If the remote connect shuts off, can you add it? Sure. All of that stuff is 100% accurate. Just showed you. I just showed you. It's 100% accurate. All of it. But Toyota's going to stop servicing this after 10 years. They're going to stop servicing, not this, the remote start. They're going to stop servicing it. And I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but I'm trying to get the information out to you guys, because I'm a Toyota fan. Most people are Toyota fans. You know, anybody that's ever owned one very rarely goes to something else. It has one of the highest repeat rates of any manufacturer out there. So you buy one, you come back and you buy another one. And you know what? I want to see you. I want to sell it to you. And I'm going to treat you right. And I'm going to give you accurate information. I'm giving you accurate information now, right? So I've showed you what the app looks like. I've talked to you about all this. God, I hope I've put this to bed a little bit, and I hope that you guys will share this video to anybody that's going, my key fob's gonna shut off after 10 years. It's gonna stop working. It's not the key fob, guys. They're not charging you for your key fob. They're charging you for the ability to use a system that they put on the car that you didn't pay for. You did not pay for that system, right? I mean, am I wrong? It didn't add anything to the cost to put it on there. It's a system that they embedded in the radio system of most of the cars, to be quite honest with you. And can they make a little bit of money on it after the fact? Hell yeah, they can. And they will. They will, because most people will find the benefit in it and buy it. And if you don't find the benefit in it, don't buy it. It's simple. I mean, it's an ABC thing here, guys. It's very simple. So I know I've been brash. I know I've been, you know, passionate. I hope you guys understand exactly what I said. I've said it three or four different ways now to make sure you know your key fob does not shut off, and you do not have to pay for your heated seats. All right? You don't have to pay for convenience items that are inside your car. You're not gonna have to pay for cruise control or some crazy crap that they're gonna come up with next. It's the remote start system, and it's a cloud-based system. Oh, here's something else. I'll add something else out there for you. So you've also got a system where there's dynamic navigation. All right, your navigation system can continuously download from the cloud. All right. You also have the ability to hit a button and talk to a person and say, hey, look, I'm looking for a barbecue joint in Nashville, right? You know what? That costs money too, if you want to have that, but it's already on your vehicle, right? So there's going to be, you're still going to have your map access, right? But it's no longer going to update from the cloud if you don't want to pay for the updates. Why? Because doing the updates costs money. If you don't want to pay for the updates for the dynamic navigation, you're not going to get them. If you don't want to pay for that person to be there for you to say, hey, I want that barbecue joint in Nashville, send it to my radio so that I can go there. If you don't want to pay for that, guess what? You don't have to. And guess what? They ain't going to provide the service. Anything that is a service has a cost. If you go to a restaurant and you have a waiter that brings you your meal and you don't tip them, you didn't pay for the service, then you're the piece of crap, because you need to tip that waiter. Why? Because that's part of their income. They expect you to pay them for their service. If there's a service, you should pay for it, right? And I could come up with example after example after example of services that you pay for, right? Well, it's already on, you know, well, the food's being made in there. So, I mean, the waiter didn't really do anything. The cook made it. The waiter just walked 10 feet with the plate. Doesn't matter. He provided a service, right? Provided a service. You accepted that service. You said that service has value to me, but pay for the service. pay for the service. I don't know, I'm beating a dead horse right now, guys. So I know I'm 30 minutes in, and I felt that it was necessary to do this the way that I did it. So hopefully you guys now understand exactly what is wrong with all these articles that are coming out, which are completely misguided. All right. Once again, key fob won't shut off. The remote start will shut off after 10 years, 3 years on a very few amount of vehicles. It won't shut off. It won't shut off your key fob, guys. So hopefully you can like and subscribe. Definitely throw me a comment down there. If you want to hate me, feel free. If you think I'm wrong, go ahead. We'll have an argument. I'll respond to you. Watch it. We'll have an argument together. Definitely, you know, hey, share this with Lado. You know, if he hadn't seen it, share it with him. But I wouldn't mind getting a conversation started there too. Like I said, love him to death. Just, you know, I think he does really great work, and I just think that he's going off of information that's not accurate. So, or at least not 100% accurate. So hopefully he can see this and he can update what he's done. And I appreciate you guys, and definitely like, subscribe. Welcome to beautiful Nashville. You guys have a great day, and I'll be passionate about something else later, but I appreciate you guys. Take care. Bye.